And welcome back to Holistic Healthline, your direct line to great health. And joining us today is Kat James, the award-winning author of The Truth About Beauty and a renowned beauty from within transformation expert. After overcoming her own serious health and beauty challenges, Kat James has helped thousands of others do the same through her best-selling book, her national health columns, talk radio show, PBS special, website, informbeauty.com, and her total transformation programs. She's an amazing woman. She does it all. We're delighted to have Kat James join us today to share her message of empowerment and some of her successful strategies for summer skincare. Welcome, Kat.
Great to be back, Jane. Thank you.
Everybody right now is stressing out about the COVID-19 and, all this sort of stuff and being kind of trapped at home a little bit more and kind of, I guess, looking in the mirror a little bit and going, oh my God, do I really look like that? How can we help people kind of feel better about themselves and just feel better in general and keep their immune system strong?
Yeah, it's a potentially self-destructive period if people allow it to be that. But there's also a silver lining because a lot of people really could take this opportunity to get something out of this that leaves them better than before. You know my story and overcoming so many of these issues, and the things that change us the most are happening from within. You know, that's my theme, think health, and beauty will follow. But again, it's so easy to make the wrong decisions if you get into a slump. But if we take this as perhaps the opportunity logistically that we've been waiting for to have the time to focus on things, we can really turn things around. And in this season, and even with COVID, there are some interesting things happening. And when you think beauty, skin, hair, external, we have to keep in mind that what we're doing on the inside, it can even protect us. Our immunity can be maximized with the very same things that are going to make us the most beautiful and transformed, or if anyone's phobic of that word, beautiful for men, vital. And so it's just the very same things that are actually going to optimize our immunity and change our inner ecology that can change our outer ecology. And of course, there are some external things we can do too.
Kat, it all, when you're talking about starting from within, to me, it all starts with the gut. The food we eat, the things we drink, and the ways we help our gut to stay healthy.
Yeah, and beauty destruction begins there, as you well know, and it did for me. And I had these horrible rashes, for example, peeling, kind of oozing rashes and peeling eyelids, skin, and also had, of course, the outward obesity problem and the eating disorder and the horrible relationship with food. And all of this, as you're saying, it's this inner gut thing, and I often call it inner ecology. And that was the end of the road for me when my liver was failing, autoimmune. And that's the whole autoimmune thing. This can even, the very thing that fixed my skin and made my skin no maintenance and glowy were the very things that fixed my achiness, but also my Hashimoto's that was helping to make me obese, and fixed my liver, which also really outwardly expressed its illness on my skin. And again, it's something that I know you guys have been stressing, and I can't stress enough. And this is a great time to do this because the outcome also fixes and helps your outlook and your relationship with food and your mood and how you are vulnerable to depression, and it helps the brain. And so all of this, people are obviously familiar with probiotics. They've been hearing about what makes a good one and what doesn't make a good one with you guys. And in my book, The Truth About Beauty, long ago, I was introduced to Dr. Ohhira's, of course. But in the meantime, as time goes on and with this new crisis and even new issues that people are having, even with the mask wearing, I run into two people in the last week who are having yeast problems with their eyes. And all of this, it seems like almost everything you bring up goes back to this inner ecology, but there are also things we can do externally, as I said.
Yeah, I've had several patients, call me up and say all of a sudden they're getting, because of the mask wearing, they are getting, skin issues or,
Yeah.
issues in the corners of their mouth or, like you
Yes.
said, the eyes. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, I just was talking with a family physician who has a new problem around his eyes, and only days before, the owner of a diner, I was traveling cross country, and that owner of the diner said, yeah, he's got a big eye issue now, but we're actually holding in bacteria. It makes the rest of it. Yeah, I heard one woman at a restroom say, I've got a raccoon eyes. I now have a suntan around my eyes and nothing around my mouth. So yeah, there are some new things happening, but we are also holding in bacteria. And it's not real healthy to be breathing your own expelled air, which is supposed to be one form of our, the respiration is part of the releasing of some of that toxic stuff. So yeah, we've got real challenges, and they can seem external, but they're very real. And so obviously, your audience is familiar with probiotics, but you need something that really is hearty right now, and that's going to feed your own probiotic strains, that's going to come in a little package where its own food source is there, but is also the power of postbiotic in it. So you want prebiotic in it, you want postbiotic, and that's the metabolites that are produced by the life cycle of these low bacteria, and that's not available in very many products at all. And that's where Dr. Ohhira's excels. And what's amazing is that postbiotic aspect might even be more important than the bugs themselves. And then when you look at this new trend in probiotic skincare, it's super interesting because we have a whole ecology on the surface of our skin, and if we are, using the hand sanitizers all the time, and I don't want to discourage that. I would certainly look for natural ones, folks. But you're going to get resistant bacteria if you're using certain things with triclosan, et cetera. But you're also going to just make your skin porous and ruin that lipid barrier and the acid mantle, so that you completely have skin vulnerability. And that's a really big issue right now. It's very real, and we don't want to be vulnerable in that way. We want to get our inner ecology as ramped up in our immunity, because most of our immunity dwells right there. But also the surface of our skin, we want to get back and leave alone and not destroy, such as with regular soaps and products, the lipid barrier and acid mantle, so that we have our immunity externally.
And this is I think for a lot of people, a strange concept. They're familiar with these probiotics, and you ingest them, and they're in the gut, and they're doing their thing. That we can take this probiotic and put it on the skin. It's a weird concept, I think.
Yeah, and maybe some people are slightly uncomfortable knowing that they've got all of these microbes on their skin as well. But if you think of it as an army, a little army that's either going to be in your favor or in the internal aspect. If you're feeding it the wrong things, you're feeding, the gangs and the marauders, and you don't have it going in your favor. And that also affects your relationship with food. But externally on your skin, you're less vulnerable if you don't destroy your skin. If you're healthy on the inside, you're also going to produce these great bacteria externally that are in your favor, and you really can destroy them really easily. And it's very counterintuitive to think that, for example, if you scrub and you're squeaky clean with a soap, that you would actually be far more vulnerable than you will be if you use something, for example, like there's the doctor here has the probiotic in the Kanpuku, that award-winning beauty bar, which I dare to even call a soap, because it's not going to destroy that lipid barrier and leave you vulnerable, and it's going to leave behind the food for good bacteria. So yeah, it's initially a little bit kind of gross maybe for some people to think about it, but it's a really, that's the way it is, just like when people think about, exposing ourselves to dirt as a young kid, keeping us more immune.
So the Dr. Ohhira's probiotic Kampuku beauty bar, that's a long word to say,
It is.
that not only would it be beneficial for people using on their face right now, particularly with the mask wearing, but also potentially beneficial on the hands, because a lot of people are telling me they're starting to break out with these little bubbles on the hand.
Oh, wow, absolutely. And that constant, hand sanitizer. Yes, please get your own natural hand sanitizer. But the using not the wrong kind of soap, not washing your hands with the wrong, is absolutely critical. It's a great point. And so that is going to be important. In Kampuku, I'm going to spell it for people just because it is a 5-time winner of the Best of Beauty Award by Better Nutrition. This is an amazing bar, and it has all of this really special extract, this fermented extract that Dr. Ohhira actually developed, award-winning microbiologist, and it's called Kampuku, Kampuku. And this can be used everywhere. There's even a deodorizing aspect to it that works entirely different than an unhealthy deodorant. It's literally deodorizing because you have this probiotic activity and postbiotic activity that is really getting rid of bad bacteria. And so that one, of course, is widely available. There are other aspects, though, of this.
I hate to jump in here, but we got to take a quick break, okay? When we get back, I want to talk a little bit more about this, and also, how to make our skin healthier from the inside as well. We hear the word collagen being mentioned all the time. To explain what that is and how important it is, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment with our special guest, Kat James. And we were talking about the Kampuku beauty bar and in terms of, the face and the hands. But you mentioned something about as far as deodorizing. I've had a few people who have said that no matter what soap they use, what deodorant they use, their armpits are always smelly. Is this something that would be helpful?
Yes, this is a different way to combat that. That makes a whole lot of sense. And I got to say, I eat pretty amazingly. So I can't use myself as an example, but I know personally several people who use this as a deodorant. Some of them use it only by itself as a deodorant. But it's when you have this activity that is causing your good bacteria to be in the majority in fighting the bad bacteria, it's awesome. Yes, how you eat. And we're all talking about this immunity must include, obviously, that we don't want people eating sugar and processed food and junk food. Also, poor quality animal product. This is going to contribute to body odor. And it also contributes to, obviously, the skin and every beauty problem you can think of, and also harms the relationship with food. So we want to mention, in our inside-out conversation that people want to do that. But yes, doing something probiotic topically, and it's not just limited to that the Kampuku beauty bar. If you want to get that Dr. Ohhira extract into it, you also can use lotions, and that's where on abrasions or any kind of troubled skin or those little areas that are vulnerable to the abrasion with the mask, you want to use also a lotion instead of, you don't want a conventional skincare with any of the top irritants like fragrance. You don't want to over-exfoliate or use cleansing grains or alpha-hydroxy acids. You're much better off using a probiotic. Once again, a lotion like, now this is a difficult one to pronounce, Magoroku, Magoroku. If you want to, again, get that award-winning fermented extract into topical use, which is incredible without any skin irritants, and these are incredibly non-GMO, very clean formulas here, but that is an awesome topical that protects the skin, buffers, and is good for all skin types, and I love it, and I use it all the time. And so this summer and winter.
Can you spell that one more time?
Yeah, Magoroku. and it's kind of a balmy kind of lotion, and it's an amazing feeling. And it also has some pretty amazing emollients in it, and no fragrance, none of what I laid out in my book as the top skin irritants that you really need to avoid when your skin is vulnerable. And it is, even if people haven't had any abrasions from the mask, it's vulnerable simply because of the actions of the mask. Now, the other issue, you have to hydrate enough. And there is also something that you mentioned just before the break that people should consider just for the health of the skin, but it's also going to change the joints and the connective tissue in the skin, even your eyes. And that is collagen. But a lot of collagens don't have the right molecular weight, and they don't come from the right source. They may come from a porcine source. And marine collagen and marine tripeptide collagens are superior. They have the right molecular weight, and that is where another formula that happens to have that incredible probiotic extract in it, it's the Dr. O'Hara's Premium Collagen Plus, is amazing, and only needs to be used a couple times, drank actually a couple times a week. Comes in these little tubes. It tastes pretty good, like a tart blueberry, and it's all from real ingredients, but also has CoQ10, but also has hyaluronic acid, which will help you hydrate. And so those ingredients together with some of that incredible probiotic in it is an incredible product. It's a premium product. And if you've got a wedding coming up, you're going to see a glow that comes in if you use it every day. Some people just use it, a couple times a week. But again, that's the Dr. O'Hara's Premium Collagen Plus with the correct kind of collagen. And this is going to really give that texture and resilience to the skin.
Let me talk about it. All of these Dr. O'Hara products, there are so many probiotic companies on the market, but we have patients that are expecting results. I know you have clients that are expecting results, and you have to use the highest quality, the best products that you can find to get those results you need. And that's why we, and I know you, stick with the Dr. O'Hara's, because there's nothing else like it.
Absolutely. I learned about it a long time ago, and I wished that I had had it when I first overcame all of my issues. And as soon as I learned about it from a broker, multi-generational, who said, you got to know about this product. And all of the doctors that I talked to, they're like, many of them say it's not even like a probiotic because it's a fermented food extract. We think of how much more effective a lot of fermented foods are at inoculating the body, but this is for 3 years at seasonal temperature fermenting. It survives being chewed. You don't even have to refrigerate it. You don't have to worry about where it was warehoused. And it's coming with the food source that it evolved with. And that can't be said for any other product I know about. And most of the probiotics, I don't care how many billions of CFUs they are, they're just going to die as soon as you take them because they don't have their food source. And they won't feed your good bacteria. And it's an incredible thing. And those postbiotics, those salts and those amino acids and growth factors and also even neurotransmitters that are just produced as an after effect, that is so powerful. So you don't get that, and it's very unique to the Essential Formulas products, the Dr. O'Hara's.
Where can people purchase these various Dr. O'Hara's products?
Any of your fine health food stores. And you can ask for the skincare products. Not all of the health food stores have that. Certainly you can go online, essentialformulas.com, and also Amazon, but Sprouts and Whole Foods and Vitamin Shop and many other fine retailers will have it.
And I know the collagen product, which is a newer product for Dr. O'Hara's. The collagen product right now is only available online, but again, you can go to Amazon or Dr. O'Hara's.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Well, unfortunately, I think we've run out of time. Any final words you'd like to say to our audience?
Well, take this time to make a silver lining out of this situation, and it's the time where you need to have the most resilience, and you can't ignore the immunity inside and outside. We need it all. and you can transform yourself in the process seriously, beyond recognition in some cases, as I did. And so take this opportunity and do that.
And Kat, if people want to get a hold of you or, source out your information, can you put it out there for them?
Yeah, I've done nonstop retreats with people using interesting social distancing, but I keep doing what I'm doing, my total transformation programs. People can learn about it at informedbeauty.com. And
again, we want to thank you so much for, coming on and helping us out here. And, the more we can keep our immune system strong, the better we're all going to survival of the fittest, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you guys very much. Great to be here.
Thank you.